Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Erica Rasha, and welcome to iAMERICA, where I help young people grow, save, learn, and travel. And today we're going to talk about one of those growth parts because I'm going to tell you my mistakes, well, some of the mistakes that I made in my first 9 to 5 job out of college. And so hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and not make the same. So let's get straight on into it after the intro. Before we get started, I want to ask, could you please hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment down below, and also make sure that you subscribe to this channel. All those things really help me grow on this platform, and it does something for the YouTube algorithm so that they can push my video to more people. So if you could just do any of that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's get started for real. So the first big thing that I think I made was on my first day. And it was the fact that I didn't route my way to my job. So I just went. I didn't go and see necessarily what was the best way to get there, or do a trial run or anything. And I actually didn't do any in-person interviews for the job that I'm thinking of right now. I just did all on phone interviews and got the position that way. And so I just went the first day, which I should have done a test run. So I was actually taking the train to this position, to this job, instead of driving or walking like any of my other jobs in the past. So I literally had no clue. So on the first day, I thought I was doing well, and I ended up being an hour late on my first day because I did not route it, and I took the train, got on a bus that I didn't have to get on, rode the bus all the way to the end because I had no clue where I was going. It was just all so bad. So my first mistake I made was not routing my route before I went. And so I say that if you get a new job, then you need to route and see what routes and things go best for you and plan it out. I thought just doing Google Maps was going to be good enough. It wasn't. So make sure you route it out and you try it. You do a test drive, test walk, test train, test whatever you got to do before you go in for your first day the week before. So that brings me to my next point, which is I started right away. So it was an immediate need for the position. And so that's why everything was so quick. So they were 1 week of interviews, and they were all phone interviews because it was just such a quick need. And then they were like, okay, we love you. Can you come in next week? And I was like, yes. I should have said no. I should have said, actually, I can start the week after, or I can start maybe not that Monday, but maybe that Wednesday or something like that. I should have gave myself some time because I went from finding out on Friday, having the weekend, Monday starting, and that was horrible. I was still in my rhythm of having fun, working my job that I was working from home and stuff while I was in school and things like that. I was not ready to just jump into a new rhythm of waking up at 5 in the morning to get dressed to go to work. It was just too much. And so that was one of the biggest mistakes. I should have gave myself some time to be whoa, let's not start right away. So the next big mistake that I think I made was a mistake that everybody always makes, is I did not negotiate my salary. They said a number. It was more money than I've ever made before in my life. So I said, okay. And that was just with my first. And then let's talk about the next opportunity that I had. I was maybe I should try to negotiate, right? But I really didn't negotiate at all. I just asked. I was so is this the final number, or is there any wiggle room, or can you offer any more of this? I just said, okay. And so I guess I was scared. I was really scared that if I get pushed too hard, that they would be well, never mind, we don't want to offer you the job, which is definitely not going to happen. The worst thing that they'll say is no, or this is the highest that we can go. And then it's up to you to decide if you want to take that job or not. So if it's not high enough, you can just say, well, thank you for the offer. However, I gratefully decline. I graciously decline. Or you can say okay and work with it, work for a year, and then ask for a raise, which I always suggest doing, especially if it's a good company that you can see yourself growing with, or that's a good position that you can see yourself learning from that will be a stepping stone. So negotiate your salary, because I definitely didn't, and most salaries are negotiable. With my internship, I definitely should have negotiated my salary, because I think that I was more suitable than all the other candidates, and also than the position was necessarily asking for. So I feel like if I would have asked for a few extra dollars or something, that they would have definitely pushed them to me. So negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. Everything is negotiable, and even if it's not, then the worst thing that they can say is no, but they shouldn't take the position from you. I haven't heard anyone saying that they negotiated and they said, never mind, we don't want to offer you the position. So another thing that I found myself doing, and me being the person that I am, I'm a people's person, so I talked to everyone, I met everybody, but I didn't let everyone meet me. So I was busy learning names and things like that, and it's actually a problem that I still struggle with to this day in my current position. I know everyone's names, I know something about everybody, and like, what do they do, and what's this and that. However, I'm not letting everybody know me. I'm not letting everybody know that, hey, I just graduated with my master's. Hey, I'm into hospitality. Hey, I'm really into customer experience. Hey, I like to study millennials, and I can actually do really good with millennial marketing. And hey, I did this and that. Like, I'm not letting people know me, and I'm not letting people know my full skills. So I'm only letting people know like the outside of my peel. So like if I was an orange, I'm only letting people know the outside of my peel, and I'm not letting people know the layers inside of my orange. Kind of weird, I know. But yeah, and I think that that's a big mistake that we tend to make, especially going into places. And it might be because we're nervous, and because we're always told, like, like, oh, this is just a workplace and stuff. But you never know who in that company can help you grow, who they know. Because just because they're working there or they're in the same position as you are, doesn't mean that their mom, their dad, their husband, their wife isn't a CEO of this company, or the HR recruiter for this company. So, I should let people see the layers of my orange, and you should as well. So if you go into an opportunity, make sure that you are getting to know people, but you're also letting people get to know you and know your skills. Now, I ain't saying go in there and be personal and buddy and be like, yeah, I was hungover last weekend. No, I'm not saying do that. But let them know like your goals, your ambitions, and what you're good at, and just show your personality. It can help, and it can take you an extra mile, and I need to take my own advice, and I need to work on that myself. And so I think the biggest mistake that I make still to this day, but that I made in my first 9 to 5, is I did not dress the part. So for me, I'm not a morning person, so it's really hard for me to get up in the morning, get dressed, and want to beat my face. Like, I don't even want to go to work. So it's really hard for me, and I'm not dressing the part. I'm not dressing for the job that I want. I'm barely dressing for like that I want to be there. And so I think that it's really hard for me, and still to this day, and it was especially back then, is trying to look always my best when I was going into work. But it's important because you always want to be presentable, and you never know who's going to walk through that door. So in my position, I interact with people 10 times a day, but I'm like, oh, well, maybe my personality will overspeak my looks, especially because I wear a uniform, and I get into that idea that it's like, I can't dress up the uniform, so why do I want to dress up me, and da-da-da-da. And so it's like, like I try to go like my hair presentable, but that's it. Like, but it's really hard for me. So I feel like it's probably hard for others too, and that's a big mistake that us as millennials make too, because we also feel like, well, I judge a book by its cover and stuff, and it doesn't, like, me wearing makeup or not doesn't affect my work. But we also have to remember that there's not only millennials in the workspace, and there's not only people that have that mindset in the workspace, and some of those people that are in higher positions are typically not us right now. And so they don't understand that just because you're not wearing makeup or whatever, or you're not dressed like a fashion show, that that doesn't mean you can't do good work. And so that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made and that I'm still making to this day. So I'm trying to figure out like my balance and quicker little hacks that can make me look more presentable. So like maybe doing like just eyeliner and mascara and lip gloss or something like that, or just doing like a CC cream and a little blush. Like, I don't know. But you have to find that balance and you have to dress the part. And not even like, I'm not saying like, oh, like you're secretary, but you have to go in looking like a CEO every day with a full suit, high heel. Like, I'm not saying that or whatever, but just, you know, you want to make yourself look your best and make people feel their best when they look at you. And I know y'all get on me in the comments and say, Erica, take your own advice, and I'm gonna work on it. So y'all go, I usually post every morning when I get to work or something on my Instagram story. So y'all go follow me at Erica Rasha on Instagram, and y'all stay on me. If y'all do not see me dressed during the week, y'all be like, no, Erica, you're supposed to take your own advice and you gotta help us, and we're supposed to help you. Like, you know, we're here together. Like, we are supposed to be BFS, virtual besties here. So y'all help me. But that's all I got for y'all. Those are the top mistakes that I made in my first 9 to 5, and some of them are that I'm still making and still learning from. I'm still growing as a person too. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I really do appreciate you. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And let me know some of the mistakes that you've made or that you're scared that you might make. And let's get some conversation started in the comments. But I'm Erica Rasha saying bye.
Open up, you O.P.E.N. Bitch, you won't be BM. We should be closer than friends.